Alright, welcome to Chef's Take. In case you didn't look at the title, I'm doing my NFL predictions for the season. This includes the records, the seeding, playoffs, Super Bowl, and I'll even do the awards. So let's get started. We're going to start off with the records in the AFC. I have, starting with the NFC North, AFC North, my apologies. AFC North, I have the Ravens going 12-4, winning the division. Then I have the Steelers going 10-6. I have the Browns going 6-10, and the Bengals 5-11. For the AFC South, I have the Texans going 10-6, Titans going 9-7, Colts 7-9, and Jacksonville going 2-14. Hey, they could even possibly go 0-16. AFC East, I have the Patriots going 10-6. I have the Bills going 9-7. I have the Jets going 6-10, and the Dolphins going 5-11. And now AFC West, I have Kansas City going 13-3, Denver 8-8, Oklahoma, not Oklahoma, Las Vegas. I have them going 7-9, and I have the Chargers going 6-10. All right, now to the NFC North. I have both the Packers and Vikings going 12-4, but the Packers win the division. Then I have the Bears going 5-11, and the Lions going 3-13. NFC South, I have the Saints going 12-4, and the Bucks going 10-6. Then I have the Falcons going 8-8, and the Panthers 6-10. On to the NFC East now, and according to some people, it could be the worst division in football. Can't say they're necessarily wrong. Anyway, I have the Eagles going 10-6, winning the division. Don't worry, I'm not being biased. And I have the Cowboys going 9-7. Then I have the Giants going 4-12, and Washington going 2-14. Then onto the NFC West, I have both the Seahawks and Niners going 12-4, but Seattle wins the division this year. Now, look, with the acquisition of Jamal Adams, their defense got better. Arizona goes 8-8, and LA goes 6-10. So now on to the seeding. The number one seed in the NFC. I'm going to go from 1 to 7. So you have the Saints, the Seahawks, the Packers, Eagles, Vikings, Niners, and Tampa Bay. Now onto the AFC East. I have Chiefs, Ravens, Texans, Patriots, Steelers, Bills, and Titans. Don't forget, Ben Roethlisberger is coming back, so I think they should be they should be better than they did last year. And their defense is top 3 in the league. If anything, they're the second best. Actually, I don't know. It's a toss-up between them because I know the Niners lost DeForest Buckner, who's one of their key defensive linemen. So now onto the playoffs. We have Steelers at New England, Bills at Texans, Titans at Ravens. Then the NFC, you have the Vikings at Eagles, Niners at Packers, Bucks at Seahawks. So I have the Steelers beating the Patriots in New England. Their offense doesn't have. They don't. Their offense will not do well against the Steelers defense. They don't have the best of weapons. Like, yeah, you have Cam Newton, but the only good receiver you can throw it to is like Edelman. That's basically it. Then you have the Bills and Texans, a rematch of last year's wildcard game. I have the Texans winning this game. Titans at It could be a very close game though, because the Bills have a great defense too, and Deshaun Watson he doesn't have what's his name? He doesn't have DeAndre Hopkins, but I still think the Texans are the better team, but not by a lot though. The Titans against the Ravens. I think the Ravens get a revenge game. They beat Tennessee this year. Now that they added Calais Campbell to the D line, it could get a little more difficult for Derrick Henry. Who knows? Um, Now for the NFC, the Vikings at Eagles. It I have believe it, I have the Vikings winning this game as much as I want the Eagles to win this game. Um, Injuries, I can tell injuries are going to pile up later this season. Unless the Eagles trade for someone big before the deadline, which I highly doubt due to their atrocious cap situation next year, I would say the Eagles. But as of right now, I think the Vikings are the better team. Niners at Packers. I think the Niners are going to win this game. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a lot of weapons to throw to this game either. Um, Instead, in the first round, you draft Jordan Love over someone to help Rodgers. That's going to come bite them back in the ass when the Niners beat them in the wild card round. And Tampa Bay at Seattle. I have Seattle winning that game. Now, on to the divisional round. You have the Texans at Baltimore and Steelers at Kansas City. Then you have Minnesota at Seattle. Then the Niners against the Saints. I have the Ravens beating the Texans. I have the Chiefs beating the Steelers. I have Seattle beating Minnesota in Seattle. And I have the Saints beating San Francisco. So now on to the championship games. I have the Ravens against Chiefs and then Seattle at New Orleans. The Super Bowl is going to be the Chiefs and Saints. And I have the Chiefs going back to back. They just have a lot of firepower. Um, don't expect them within the next couple years. Don't expect them to go deep in the playoffs due to them being in a horrible cap situation. They extended Mahomes to the richest contract in sports history. They extended Chris Jones and Travis Kelsey, and they still have to extend Tyreek Hill. Those three players, the one that are officially extended, they take up a lot of money. And I don't know how they're going to bring back Tyreek Hill, but in a few years, Mahomes is not going to have a lot of good weapons to throw to because of all of that cap situation. Um, Now for like awards, MVP, I'm probably gonna pick Mahomes, but my other candidates would be like Mahomes, Wilson, Lamar, even, and I do have Carson Wentz being a candidate. I think with the weapons he has this year, I feel like he can go back to that MVP caliber season he had back in 2017. Um, I'm not saying he's going to win MVP. I have him as a candidate. Offensive Player of the Year, I'm probably going to pick Saquon Barkley. I think Saquon Barkley has a good year because of yeah, he got injured last year, but I think he's going to do better than he did last year. Christian McCaffrey, he could even be Offensive Player of the Year, or even Miles Sanders. Don't be surprised if you see Miles Sanders as a candidate. He is now the workhorse, and you saw what he could do when he became the full-on starter. And now that he's a workhorse and is now running back committee this year, expect him to do pretty well this season. I have him eclipsing 1,000 rushing yards and 500 receiving yards. Defensive Player of the Year is probably going to go to Aaron Donald. And Comeback Player of the Year, I think it's going to go to Cam Newton. Like, look, Cam Newton, he got hurt last year, and I think he's going to do well enough to earn that. What's it called? think he's going to do well enough to earn that comeback player of the year. Look, if Ryan Tannehill can win it, I think Cam Newton can, because Ryan Tannehill, yeah, he had a good season, but keep in mind, majority of the time he was handing it off to Derrick Henry. Coach of the year, mm, probably gonna have to go. I'm probably gonna have to go with Andy Reid because, look, I have the Chiefs going 13-3. That's the best record in football. I do have a handful of 12-4 teams. Let's see, I have one, two, three. I have four. No, I have six 12-4 teams. But I do have the Chiefs. I do have Andy Reid as the coach of the year. So those are my season predictions. I will still be doing my weekly predictions every week. I'm not going to post it. I'm probably going to post my Thursday night one the day of Thursday night, but the rest I'm going to post when I'm with Vicente because that's how we usually do it. And if anything happens, I'll probably have it posted either early in the morning, either like the morning of Sunday or sometime during Saturday, depending on how everything else goes. I will be bringing back Madden. Oh, you. It's still going to be me, Vicente, doing our picks. I'm pretty sure I'll have Madden do it, even though that game is god awful now. I'm going to go on a little rant on Madden real quick. So, I'm a franchise guy. Madden needs to fix franchise mode, and everybody's been saying fix franchise. They did nothing to it, really. They're supposed to do something later in the season, but as of right now, since I got the game, nothing changed. It was literally copy and paste. Instead of fixing franchise, they give us Snoop Dogg and face of the franchise. And instead of you fixing the actual game itself, you give us Colin Kaepernick. That's another thing. You're giving Colin Kaepernick an 81 overall when he hasn't played football in 5 years. And you're also rating him higher than Kyler Murray, who was Rookie of the Year, even though it should have been Josh Jacobs, to be fair. Um, Kyler Murray, Ben Roethlisberger, Cam Newton, Jared Goff could be debatable. Um, but really, why? I'm going to read you what EA said, the EA statement about bringing Colin Kaepernick back. Colin Kaepernick is one of the top free agents in football and a starting caliber quarterback. The team at EA Sports, along with millions of Madden NFL fans, want to see him back in our game. We've had a long relationship with Colin through Madden NFL and worked through our past soundtrack mistakes. In case you don't know, they used one of the songs in Colin Kaepernick and they censored it out. Anyway, knowing that our EA Sports experiences are platforms for players to create, we want to make Madden a place that reflects Colin's position and talent, rates him as a starting quarterback, and empowers our fans to express their hopes for the future of football. We've worked with Colin to make this possible, and we're excited to bring it to all of you today. Starting today in Madden NFL 21, fans can put Colin Kaepernick at the helm of any NFL team in franchise mode, as well as play with him in Play Now. We look forward to seeing Colin on Madden NFL teams everywhere. So that's EA's statement. Um, 81 overall is way too high for him. The dude should be no more than a 70. I think he should be like a 67. That's me being fair because, like I said, he hasn't played football, he hasn't seen the field in 5 years. Even at his workout that he set up, it didn't it didn't look good. Let's be real. I'm not trying to say I'm hating on him, but it seems like Madden is just simply babying him. Like, I'll even read you this. I currently have Madden on my Xbox right now. I don't know if you could hear it playing in the background, but I'm going to go to Madden's rosters, go to free agents, and you could add players to your team or whatever. Okay, let's say I'm ready to sign Damon Harrison Sr. to the Eagles. It'll say, "Are you sure you want to sign D. Harrison Sr. to the Eagles roster?" I'm going to say no. But then when you go to Colin Kaepernick, I go to ready to sign him. It says, "Congratulations, you're about to sign C. Kaepernick to the Eagles roster!" Exclamation point. Hit yes to confirm. Really, Madden? The dude is 32 years old. Why are you babying him? And I don't know if they even read the reports. Some reports came out earlier this week or even the previous week. Um, no team had any interest in Colin Kaepernick. Zero interest in Kaepernick. I do not know, but it seems like they're babying him. Like, really, you're going to say congratulations, you're about to sign him, confirm, hit yes to confirm. Yet every other player, I'm like, are you sure you want to sign this player? Okay. Colin Kaepernick is a player just like everybody else. The only difference between them is that he did cause a lot of drama. I'm not saying it's bad, but he did pull off that annoying stunt where the NFL like work they made a workout for him, but he decided to skip it. I don't know. I don't want to get into politics on this channel. I try to stay away from that. Um, but really, Madden, you're going to rate him an 81 overall, which is already a top 15% of quarterbacks in the game. Keep in mind, Carson Wentz and like Dak Prescott, they're 84 overall. They're an 84 overall. And Kaepernick, who hasn't played in 5 years, has a rating 3 digits lower. Come on, Madden. Um, I don't want to make this video about ranting on Madden, but look, the game is messed up. I I'm ready to return the game if I don't get. It depends on how this patch update is. I don't know if they did it or not, but it depends on the patch update. If it's horrible, I'm returning the game. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention too. When I started playing the game, they didn't even have Jadeveon Clowney in the game. Like, to me, he was the best free. Well, he's one of the best free agents available. Well, he's not a free agent anymore, but when I first got the game, he was nowhere to be found in the game. He is still not in the game. Madden took their time to add Colin Kaepernick to the game, who hasn't seen the field in 5 years. They decided to put him in the game and completely forget about a guy who was headlines basically during the offseason because so many teams had interest in him. Like, he just signed a 1 year deal worth $15 million, and you're not going to add him to the Titans roster either? Come on, man. Like, I can't wait for the 2K version to come out because honestly, I'd much rather play that because 2K actually cares. EA is just a joke. Um, Other than that, thank you for watching my season prediction video, and if you made it this far, I appreciate you listening to me ranting on Madden 21. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.